Hare Krishna devotees, Prabhujis and Mataji, welcome to this program of understanding Bhagavad Gita in 80 days, 18 days. Let us be grateful to Sri Nam Nisht Das Prabhuji, the temple president of ISKCON Mangalore, who has given us this platform, and also our obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, by whose mercy we have gained this knowledge and we are able to transmit it to all the devotees present over here. So, as you know, there are certain basic concepts that questions may not please be asked in between. You may put your question in the chat box, or you may ask at the end of the class. Secondly, attendance link shall be shared by Mataji, so please put up your attendance before leaving the class. And thirdly, this is a 18 days course only, one chapter per day. So we shall not be going into great details of each chapter. We shall be touching some key shlokas only so that you get a basic idea of Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavad Gita, you know, is the song of God. It is, if we go by verse, it will take perhaps months together, maybe years together to understand Bhagavad Gita. So my request to all of you is that please continue your journey, spiritual journey in Bhagavad Gita, and continue to, after completing level 1, go on to level 2, which is about 3 months duration. Then from level 2, you will naturally have inclination to know more and more about the science of Krishna, and that shall be level 3, where you again read Bhagavad Gita in great details, plus Ishopanishad, Nectar of Instruction, and Nectar of Devotion. These are certain books which are written by our acharyas and explained by Srila Prabhupada. So this journey should continue. I pray that all of you join this thing. So this is the deity from ISKCON Mangalore Temple, and let us seek their blessings, and also blessings of Sri Namnish Das Prabhuji, and also the basic things which we shall be discussing here is based on the teachings of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. In fact, we shall now learn about his life and journey, spiritual journey, a little more in details later on. So, you know, he is Abhay Charan Das, and he was born in Tollygunge in Kolkata in 1896. And when he was only 2 years old, that at that time his parents, father Gaur Mohan De, he gave a deity of Radha and Govinda, and there was a nearby temple close to his house where he used to go daily. Now, as a child, 2-year-old child, he will bathe the deity daily, dress them, feed them daily, put them to shine or sleep daily. So this is how the child, Abhay Charan was his name, and his mother was Rajni De. So he was born in a pure Vaishnava family of Calcutta. And this is how his journey began. When he was 5 years old, only he arranged Rath Yatra, Jagannath Rath Yatra with his friends. And he was daily going to morning, evening to this temple and doing worship. So this is how his spiritual journey of this great personality, Abhay Charan, began. And later on, you know, as he grew up, he went to some college also, but he did not accept the degree because India was not independent at that time. So he refused to accept the degree because they wanted him to believe in Christianity and also the Lord Jesus. A lot of teachings were given there. So then with a friend, Narendra Nath Malik, he met his, the first meeting with his spiritual master was in 1922, when he met his spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and they had a brief discussion over independence, but his spiritual Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he was so much impressed by this young man, English-speaking man, that he gave first instruction in 1922. You are an educated young man. Why not go to West and preach Krishna consciousness over there? So he was so moved by this sentence that he accepted within his heart as his guru or spiritual master. That is how he decided this. But he mentioned that India is not in an independent country. How can I go to Western countries and English-speaking world spread the message of Krishna? But it was instruction, order of his guru, which he accepted. And second instruction was given later on in Vrindavan at Radha Kund. That was in 1935, that when you go to West, you not only spread the Krishna consciousness, but also print books and build temples. So these were two instructions which were given. And for accomplishing these two instructions, he had a marvelous journey here in India as well as afterwards in United States. So what happens now? He took initiations. First initiation was taken in 1932, and in 1935 he took second initiation or Brahmanic initiation. Right. So after this, 1954, he entered into Banprasth ashram, and in 1959 he took sannyas. And then he went to Vrindavana, and he stayed in Radha Damodar temple thereafter. Then he started studying scriptures. He started writing scriptures. In 1965, when he was about 70 years old, in order to fulfill the desire orders of his spiritual master, he traveled in a cargo ship with bare 40 rupees per US dollars, a small suitcase, an umbrella, and some dry cereals. And he did not have any idea what kind of climate is going to be in New York. And it was very cold when he was traveling there. So he did not have the place where to stay. He did not have enough food, enough money. He didn't know the people over there. But just to fulfill the desire and orders of he traveled in the cargo ship. While traveling in this cargo ship, he had twice heart attacks. And he prayed to Krishna that please preserve my body so that I may fulfill the desire orders of my spiritual master. So this kind of commitment to spiritual master was there in the mind of Abhay or Srila Prabhupada. So now when he reaches there, he is totally lost because the climate was most unfavorable. People were not very known to him. So he ends up resting amongst the hippies or the drug addicts. Now, but he was committed. So this is how this modest beginning happens. You will see in these pictures. You can see on left hand picture that Abhay Charan is preparing for Jagannath Rath Yatra. These are his friends, and the deity of Radha Govinda is seated inside, and everybody is enjoying. Now, this is first time he met. This is Bhakti Siddhant, Srila Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Prabhupada, and this is Abhay Charan sitting here, and he is very much impressed by this young man who was English speaking, because he got his education in Scottish Church College in Calcutta. And the birth of this Abhay Charan was also very significant. He took birth on second day of Krishna Janmashtami, which is called as Nandosab. So his name was kept as Nandu. His uncle lovingly called him Nandu. Now, after taking sannyasa, when he reached, this United States, then he started. This is the ship, Jaldut ship. The ticket for travel.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
I'm very sorry to interrupt. Prabhuji, we are not able to see the screen, whatever you are saying, Prabhuji. I mean, I could see that this has started screen sharing, but we don't see any content, Prabhu. So I think other devotees also facing the same issue.
Is it
if
so?
you don't mind, could you help on that, Prabhuji?
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, I'll do it again. I'm sorry, very sorry. Is it visible now, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Oh, you could have pointed out earlier, Prabhuji. I'm sorry, very sorry. Is this visible now?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you see Prabhuji now?
Yes, Prabhuji. It is
Hare
clear
Krishna.
now.
Thank you. Thank you for pointing out, Prabhuji. So this is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Abhay is sitting here listening to there is conversation going on, and he's very much impressed by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati and accept mentally as his spiritual master. And he wants to fulfill the desire. So this is how he comes in large number of people, educated people, scientists, lawyers, doctors, engineers. They come in contact with him, singing this Harinam glory. Now, next, now this slide is visible, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu. Now it is clear.
This is the Jaladuta, the ship that was Scindia Steamship Company. Sumati Murarji Mataji sponsored the ticket. The government of India initially refused a visa, but ultimately they gave him visa, and then he reaches US. And you can see here, these are hippies who are seated with whom he was made to live for initially. Now he goes to Tompkins Park in New York and then sits under a tree and he starts Harinam Sankirtana. Those were the days America had passing through a lot of turbulence and, cultural crisis. So people were seeking recluse or escape from that environment. And at that moment, Srila Prabhupada reaches New York. So at that time, you can see on the left bottom, this is a pub basically, and people are drinking here. Some music is being played, and the Prabhupada reaches here, and he starts singing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So the people are drink. They are had a high dose. They are high, quite high after taking a lot of drinks, and instead of this, they forget. They start singing Hare Krishna, this Mahamantra, all of them, and enjoying very dancing and with so much of blissful mood. And when he used to sit in the Tompkins Park in New York, and under a tree and sing this Harinam Mahamantra with closed eyes. When he open eye, he will find that there are thousands of people gathered and all are singing Hare Krishna Mahamantra with him. So he had only kartal. He had no mridanga at that time because he could not carry it in Jalduta. So large number of uh, big people means that people from high in the society, they came here and they interacted with him, and there was lot of paper coverage in the newspapers about this Swami, because nobody knew about what the mission was and why Srila Prabhupada had come here. So these are some of the eminent people. While in United States, when going to United States, he had written only first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and few other books were with him. So in 44, he started a magazine, Back to Godhead, and he used to deliver this magazine door to door himself. He used to get it printed, deliver door to door to all the devotees so that people can read. And this was in many countries, which ultimately this magazine reached. And during 12 years, of his stay in US and also partly in Vrindavan, in Radha Damodar temple. He wrote more than 100 books, wrote Bhagavad Gita as it is. He wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, 18 volumes, Chaitanya Charitamrit, 9 volumes, and so many other books. Now, this is just a video regarding the journey. So you can see in 13 years, he traveled across the globe 14 times. Now, as I mentioned, let us be very grateful and pay our obeisances to His Grace Namnishta Das Prabhuji, who is the temple president at ISKCON Mangaluru. And the temple now has come up in a magnificent way, one of the most beautiful temple by sole efforts of Prabhuji. And he is basically sannyasi now. He is BTech. He served some private software company, but that he left everything to be full-time devotee, and ultimately now he is the president of and by his mercy we are able to conduct this program, because this is his dream that we should have a center of education, excellence of education center in Bangalore ISKCON temple. So it is epic structure which large number of people recognized in their field, philosophers, doctors, engineers, scientists, they have read it and they have commented. Now what you can see what Mahatma Gandhi has to say, and this is Albert Einstein. He says, when I read the Bhagavad Gita and reflect about how God created this universe, everything else seems so superfluous. That means the real facts are mentioned in the return. Absolute truth or eternal truth is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Rest everything is superficial or superfluous and also not relevant. Now, how should we learn Bhagavad Gita? This is another question. Bhagavad Gita, now just an example is given here on a screen. If you are connecting your telephone or cell phone for charging and the charging cable is broken, the charge will not flow down to the cell and battery will not be charged. Similarly, we have heard commentary on Bhagavad Gita for so many sources, but all sources are different. In most of the sources or the commentators, they have given their own personal opinion rather than giving the gist of what Lord Krishna spoke to Arjuna in the battlefield. So the message must come from the disciplic succession. We'll learn about this disciplic succession of parampara, of Guru Parampara system. So Lord Krishna gave this knowledge to Brahma's heart. Lord Brahma gave it to Narada. Narada was the spiritual master of Vedvyas, and then he from this with succession successively this message in original as it was delivered by Lord Krishna has passed on through to ultimately Srila Prabhupada, who is our spiritual master, though he left his body, physical body on 14th November 1977. But we have Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, and these are spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Gaur Kishore Babaji, then Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So this is the Guru Parampara through which we are learning this. And he is also called founder Acharya of ISKCON. Also, he is called as preeminent Shiksha Guru. We call him preeminent Shiksha Guru because he is everyone is learning his teachings and propagating the message of Krishna as it is. So my request to all of you is that please do buy a book written by the commentary by Srila Prabhupada, because it is Bhagavad Gita as it is, yathavat, as it was spoken by Krishna, without any interpretation, without any deletion, without any addition, or without any personal opinion. So that is the importance. So Bhagavad Gita, is a epic song of Lord, 18 chapters, 700 verses, is spoken in 45 minutes in the battlefield only. So if we want to study one sloka, it will take at least minimum 1 day or a couple of hours each day. So it is not possible to really understand the entire Bhagavad Gita in 18 days. But as I mentioned, we shall get a basic concept, the 5 basic themes, subject themes, which are on which Bhagavad Gita is based. As I mentioned yesterday, Ishvara, Jiva, Kal, Karma, and Prakriti. So, and also the conversation which takes place between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, that is the basic theme of Bhagavad Gita. So Objective is that objective of this 18-day course is just to prepare you to advance in your journey towards higher level, that is level 2 and onwards. Because after level 2, level 3, there is Bhakti Shastri, or advanced level 3 is Bhakti Shastri, thereafter Bhakti Vaibhav, and so many courses are there. Just I would like to mention that I joined this level 1 course in May 21 when there was COVID. So since then, the journey is still going. I'm still a student. I'm pursuing Bhakti Vaibhav course, which is 3 years course. So now we talk about Bhagavad Gita before the mood. What is the mood of Bhagavad Gita? Arjun, all of us know that Arjun was the 5 Pandavas, one of the Pandavas, and they were opposed to the army of, Kauravas. In the battlefield, both armies are standing facing each other, and he is very confused what to do. So we are also confused in our day-to-day life in most of the matters. So what we do when we are confused, we approach our spiritual master, our guru, our elders, our parents, and seek their expert advice what to do in these circumstances. So Arjun, this confusion is also created by Lord Krishna, because had Arjun not been confused or bewildered, probably Krishna would not have given us Bhagavad Gita. And through Krishna, Arjuna only, we are able to have the message of Lord Krishna. And it is such a practical solution for each one of us in our day-to-day affairs, in our daily daily matters, that we learn something from Bhagavad Gita. The solutions are given in Bhagavad Gita. So Lord Krishna had no necessity, but Arjuna was intelligent. He asked message of God or message of Krishna for the benefit of common men, for the benefit of all of us. This is how it is there. So he was indecisive. All of us know. Now, initially, when the battlefield is laid out, the Pandavas on one side facing the Kauravas, and both the army chiefs are settled in the battlefield, and they are preparing to fight. At this time, Arjuna wants to see what is happening so he asked Krishna to drive this chariot in the midst of the two armies, so that he can understand. Now, can anybody just unmute himself and tell me why Arjuna wanted to see the battle, wanted to go to middle of the battlefield and see the two sides, or especially the Kaurava side?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
He wanted to see who are willing to fight with him.
Yeah. Who are those who are going to fight the two sides? His side he is new, but from Kaurava side he wanted to. Yes, any other devotee, please?
Prabhuji, the same. He wanted to see both the parties who are going to fight.
Yeah. Any other opinion?
Maybe he want to see Prabhuji, like who stands with the Dharma and against the Dharma.
Yeah. So anyway, very nice. All the 3 opinions are good. But he was an expert warrior. He wanted to assess the strength of the opposite party, that is Kauravas, who are there. He knew them, but he wanted to assess. And accordingly, he wanted to design his strategy, how to deal with this situation. Right? So, but things happen different way. When he saw in the opposite party that Dronacharya was there, Bhishma Pitamaha was there, and Duryodhan, his own cousin, was there, and so many of his cousins and elders or seniors, gurus and uncles, they were there, then he got disturbed and he was bewildered. So that is the reason why he went to, as a strategist, he went to see what is the strength of the opposite party and how should I face this battle, or how should I plan my side for fighting with these people. So, and you see that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Achyuta. He does not fall down from his position. But for the love of a devotee, Arjuna was a pure Vaishnava and pure devotee of Lord Krishna. And he was a friend also. And he was a soft-hearted. He was a pure-hearted person, surrendered soul unto Krishna. So he follows the orders of Arjuna. Arjuna does not request, please take me to the middle of the field. And as a chariot, he was Parthasarthi of Lord Krishna, Arjuna, and he took the chariot. So that does not mean that he has fallen down from his position as Supreme Personality of God. He remains Supreme God all the way. So this is how we start. We start with the confusion of Arjuna in the battlefield, and every journey, as you see, begins with a single or small step. So let us begin our journey into the mysticism of Gita, Bhagavad Gita, which is song of Lord Krishna. So now, what is Bhagavad Gita basically? Anybody would like to recite the shlokas as we pass through? So this is summary of what Bhagavad Gita is. Sarva Upanishado Gavo Dogda Gopal Nandana Partho Vasaha Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat. So all the essence of all scripture is in the form of a cow, which is Bhagavad Gita. Dogda Gopal Nandana. So who is milking this cow? Gopal Nandana, or Lord Krishna is milking. Partho Vasaha Sudhir Bhokta. And who is drinking this nectarine milk of this cow? Partho. Why? Who is Parth? Why Arjuna is called as Partha?
Because he was son of Pritha.
Pratha. Pratha was the name of the mother, na?
Kunti.
Kunti.
Yeah, so that is how, and so Partha, this Krishna, the Arjuna is drinking this milk. Dugdham Gita Amritam Mahat. This is Gita Amrit. Amrit means nectarian milk is Bhagavad Gita, which is being taken by Arjuna. So this is the first chapter, Arjun Vishad Yoga. In the Bhagavad Gita, as it is, the name of the chapter is Observing the Armies or in the Battlefield. So this is what name has been given by. So you can see here on the left-hand side, who is this figure, left upper figure?
Dhritarashtra.
Dhritarashtra. Now, there are three persons who are watching the battlefield here. Dhritarashtra, how was Dhritarashtra able to see the battlefield? What was happening?
Through Sanjay.
Through Sanjay. And Sanjay was the trusted charioteer as well as servant, loyal servant of Dhritarashtra. And he was, by the mercy of Vyasdeva, he had this divine vision or Divya Drashti, because Vyasdeva himself is Lord Krishna himself, in fact, basically. So by mercy of Vyasdeva, Sanjay was given Divya Drashti so that he could see anything by meditating what was happening far away. So because he was sitting in the Hastinapur, and the battlefield was laid out in the Kurukshetra. So second person who was watching this scene is Arjuna, but he is very upset. You can see the tears in his eyes. He's crying not because of cowardness. He is crying out of compassion because he didn't want to kill his elders and gurus and brothers. And third person you can see on the right bottom, he is the Duryodhana, the chief of the Kaurav army, in fact, here. So the feeling of all these three persons are depicted in their pictures. Duryodhana, this Dhritarashtra, you can see, he is confused. He is not sure what is going to happen in this battle. And he doesn't want that his son Duryodhana should go into compromise. He wants that they should fight and win this battle and rule. Secondly, Arjuna is a pious Vaishnava. A pious Vaishnava is very kind-hearted person, soft-hearted person. He didn't want to kill and fight. And Krishna, his friend, had made lot of attempts to avoid this war. But Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra, they were adamant on fighting, and more so Duryodhana. And you can see here Duryodhana. Now, he's Arjun is dependent on Krishna. Because Krishna was with him. So he had surrendered himself to Krishna. So he believed in Krishna and Krishna's strength. Whereas these Kauravas, or led by Duryodhana, they believed in their own strength. They did not believe that Krishna was Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they did not accepted him as a god at all. So this is first sloka. Anybody would like to recite this sloka or?
Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samaveta mamaka pandavasyaiva kimakurvati sanjaya.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So this is the only sloka verse which has been uttered by Dhritarashtra. As I mentioned yesterday, only one verse he has spoken, only once only. So Dhritarashtra vacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yusava mamaka pandavasyaiva kim akurvat sanjaya. He is asking. Now, he knows that Duryodhana and his army has gone to fight the Pandavas, but then why he is putting this question? So what did they do? Kim akurvat sanjaya. He is asking Sanjaya, what did they do in the battlefield? Because he is very skeptical that his son Pandavas might surrender. Pandavas might run away from the battlefield. The Kauravas, Pandavas might have some kind of agreement and settlement. So he was very, a miserly thinking person. He was very selfish person. He wanted that his son Duryodhana should fight and should win this war. This is what. But at the same time, within his heart, he was very apprehensive also, that probably because Krishna was there and Pandavas were on the right path, so probably the Kauravas may get defeated. That is why this question has been put by Dhritarashtra. So you can see here three things are there. Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre. Kurukshetra is a holy place of pilgrimage. Even the denizens of heaven come here to do sacrifices and tapasya and worship. So it is Dharma Kshetre. Second meaning of Dharma Kshetra is because Lord himself, Krishna is himself Dharma personified. He represents complete religion. So it becomes Dharma Kshetra. And Kurukshetra because the war is going to take place here. So just I will tell you this analogy. First, you can see the milk is there. So by saying mamaka is like lemon juice. When you put lemon juice in the milk, what happens? It splits or breaks into water and the real milk contents. And from the real milk contents, you can make some kind of sweets like rasgulla, which you can see on the right bottom. So mamaka is like lemon juice because the milk, the Kaurava Pandavas belong to the same family. They were like a part of the milk only. But ultimately, when he says mamka, his selfish attitude is reflected here, and he identifies his own sons from the Pandu's sons, Pandavas, whereas they were just one family. So this is how mamaka word has been split here. Kim akurvata sanjaya. So the summary of this analogy is here that ultimately this sweet is going to Pandavas and this way water or this broken milk is which is simple water will be the fate of Kauravas. So, O my Lord, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by intelligent disciple, the son of Drupad. You know, the Draupadi's father's name was King Drupad, and Drashtadyumna was his son. So Drashtadyumna was leading the army. He was the army commander on behalf of the Pandavas. So you can see this Duryodhana, he comes to his guru, Dronacharya. So just have a look. What kind of disciple and guru system is this? A disciple is angry, almost going to probably beat his guru. This is the beginning of a war. Can we think that this person can ever win a war by disrespecting his guru who taught him the art of warfare or how to use all kind of weapons? So this kind of attitude or insulting behavior towards his spiritual master or towards his guru or who taught him the art of warfare is a first indication that he is going to lose. Now you can see the facial expression of anger and hatred towards his teacher. This is further evident. Now, why Drupad, they belong to opposite camp. There is a long story, I will cut it very short. Drupad and Dronacharya, they were close friends, right from, and Agnivesh was the spiritual master from whom both of them had learned the art of warfares. Now they became separate. When the father of Drupad retired, then Drupad became king. And when they were friends in the ashram or the Gurukul, Drupad had promised that when I am king, you come to my palace, I will offer you my accommodation in your palace, my palace, and you will live with me. So all these things were promised. But when later on, when he goes to Dronacharya, goes to Drupad's palace, he is insulted. Drupad refuses to recognize him. So ultimately, but still, the son of Drupad, that was Drasyumna, he was accepted as a disciple by Dronacharya because he belonged to a high caste and he gave him training. Though Dronacharya knew that Drasyumna is ultimately going to kill him in this battle, because this was the vow which Drupad had taken, that my son will kill you ultimately. So this is a long story. We are not going into it. Yeah, Prabhuji, would you like to read? Or any Mataji would like to volunteer? So here you can see Saghosho Dhartrastanam Hridayani Prajaryat Navascha Prathivim Chaiva Tumulo Abhyanu Dayanan. So the blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious and thus vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. There are five conch shells. Initially, the first conch shell was blown by Bhishma Pitamaha from the Kaurava side. There was no disturbance in the environment. Everybody just heard it. But when from the Pandava side, the conch shells were blown. First, Lord Krishna. What was the name of conch shell of Lord Krishna?
Panchajanya.
Panchajanya, then Arjuna?
Devadatta.
Devadatta, yes, Mataji. Yudhishthira?
Poundram.
Ananta Vijay.
Ananta Vijaya, yes. And Bhima? Pondra. Nakul? Sughosha.
Mani Pushpaka.
And Mani Pushpaka. So these, now the hearts of the Kauravas shattered. Why they shattered? Any explanation? Any understanding? Why the hearts of nothing happened when the Kauravas blew their conch shells. But when the Pandavas blew, the hearts of these all Kauravas, they were shattered. Why?
Out of fear, they knew that the victory was always on Pandava's side.
Yeah, because they could understand that dharma, the religion, was on the side of Pandavas. They were on side of adharma. And now this just imagine if there is some few thieves are there roaming about in the night, and a police vehicle passes on the road, and it is giving a siren, then normal person will not be affected. Normal person is not worried. He just overlooks and the vehicle passes. But the thieves will be threatened, and they will be disturbed in their heart and mind. They will they will like to hide somewhere so they are not caught. Because the Kauravas, they were on the side of irreligion. So their hearts shattered because they knew that they are going to be defeated because they are on the side of adharma or irreligion. What they have done by refusing Yudhishthira returning the Raj or the kingdom of Hastinapur, they had refused. Whereas even they wanted to be satisfied with 5 villages only. Krishna went as a peace messenger. And the peace messenger as a Ras Dharma is to be honored. Duryodhana, he ordered arresting of Lord Krishna even when we went with the peace proposal. Neither the Dhritarashtra also did not stop him at that moment. Nobody stopped him. But then they wanted to arrest and change him. Then Lord Krishna showed him mini Virat Swarup, and thereafter only Arjuna Duryodhan could understand that I should not arrest him. So they were blind bothly. And you know why Dhritarashtra was blind from the birth? Does anybody remember?
Of course.
That Dhritarashtra was physically blind as well as materially and spiritually also blind, because he never knew, he never thought of the Pandavas. He always was very selfishly thinking of his own sons, that is Kauravas, Yudhishthira and others. You know, in our previous life, this Dhritarashtra had killed a bird. Not really killed, but he blinded, disfigured both the eyes of the bird and killed 100 of its baby birds. So in this birth, every action has a reaction. He was born blind, and all his 100 sons were killed in this battle before him, right? So this is why we should be very, very careful in our actions during this life. So this is how now there are certain signs of victory. Why there should be the Pandavas should be, you know, victorious. So there are certain signs here which are given here.
Kapidwaja.
Just a minute, Mataji, but it has gone off the screen. Let me share it. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes.
Is my screen visible, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
No, I don't think it is visible. I can't see myself, so.
No, it's not visible, Prabhuji. It's only shows the chariot of Arjuna.
Okay, I'll just change it now. So you can see this Dharma Kshetra I have already mentioned, and Lord Krishna himself is now. Is it visible now, Prabhuji? Lord Krishna, Arjuna, and on the right top.
Yes, Lord Krishna, Arjuna's chariot.
Yes, we can.
In the right bottom, right top, you can see Dharma Kshetra is mentioned.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So this why Pandavas, there was favorable conditions for Pandava to win in this battle, because it was Dharma Kshetra. And Lord Krishna himself is religion personified. So Dharma was on the side of Pandavas. Second, and Kurukshetra, as I mentioned, that Kurukshetra is a holy place, pious place where even the denizens of heaven want to come and do sacrifice and worship. So then divine chariot was given by which demigod?
Agni Deva.
Agni Deva.
Fire.
Yes. So a lot of arrows and bows were fired on this chariot, but it did not affect. It was not affecting. I mean, there was no damage to it. So divine chariot was another sign. Then Kapi Dhwaja, that you can see here on this flag.
Hanuman.
Lord Hanuman is there. Lord
Hanuman
Hanuman
is there.
was with Lord Rama at the time of fight with Ravana. He helped, the banners had helped him. Now the Lord Hanuman represents sign of victory. So he's present. He's again auspicious sign. Then Shankh, Panchajanya, Devadatta, and all those five, they are all pious because their sound shattered the hearts of the Kaurava. Then Gandiva was given Pashupat Astra, that was given by Lord Shiva to Arjuna after a lot of. Then Tyakta Jivita. Tyakta Jivita means those who are willing to give up their lives. And so many people, because Lord Krishna was there in the way. So if somebody dies in the presence of Krishna, and then he is definitely bound to get Sayuj Mukti. So liberation, everybody's desire is to accept the Pandavas, 5 Pandavas. Everybody who was either on the side of Pandavas or on the side of Kurus got liberation or Sayuj Mukti, because Krishna was there in the battlefield. So there were people who were willing to lay down their life. And most importantly, it was Mokshada Ekadashi on that day. So, that 3,140 years before Christ and 2025 after Christ. So it becomes 5,165 years right from today, right? So many years before this, the occasion was, it was a Friday, and it was Mokshada Ekadashi. And Ekadashi is a very holy fasting day. And all people, Vaishnavas, they keep fast on this Ekadashi day. We have every 15 days one Ekadashi. There are 2 Ekadashi. So my request to all of you is that please do follow this. Only you have to abstain from grains. So Pandavas were pious people. They used to fast on Ekadashi. So that was another. And then Bhagya Lakshmi was there. Bhagya Lakshmi, that goddess of fortune. Wherever there is Lord Krishna, the goddess of fortune follows. So Krishna was there, goddess of fortune was with the Pandavas. So these are 9 factors, and ultimately Rishikesha. Rishikesha, what does this word mean? Does anybody?
Swami,
The name represents Lord Krishna as he killed Keshika demon.
No, Mataji, not like this. Rishikesha means the controller of senses. Now, Krishna was controlling the senses of Arjuna and all Pandavas. So whatever Krishna was saying, the Pandavas were following. So he is called Rishikesha. So when Lord himself is controlling the senses of his devotees, disciples, the victory is going to be on their side only, right? So this is how Rishikesha, so all these 9 factors are there, and these 9 factors were favoring all Pandavas, and that was the tragedy of Kauravas, because they were on the path of irreligion. They should have returned the kingdom to. Now when chariot is in the middle, you can see Lord Krishna is the charioteer, and ultimately this is Arjuna. He is in a very pensive mood, very, very much sorrowful mood. You can see the tears. He is a Kshatriya. And Kshatriya don't cry. It is the prescribed duty of Kshatriya to fight in the battle and for the good cause and kill the enemy and rule also. So, but this tear is out of compassion. Compassion is not really spiritual compassion. It is material compassion, because he is attached to the body of his gurus, his teachers, his elders, his brothers. He thinks that if I kill them, it shall be a sin, and I can't kill. So out of compassion, daya bhav, he is in fact disturbed, and he doesn't want to kill them. So first reason which he gives for not fighting is that compassion. This is explained in 1.28. The second is there shall be no enjoyment. If I fight and I kill my all brothers and cousins and teachers and elders, then with whom I shall enjoy this kingdom? Because normally we enjoy with our friends, relatives, or family members. When everybody is killed, what shall be the enjoyment of? Then my hands will be stained with blood, their blood. So it shall be a sin. It shall be a sin basically to kill my own kith and kins. Then the next reason which he gives is family traditions. We have got sanskar system, which is called as purificatory ceremonies, like Garbhadhan sanskar, Namkaran sanskar, Vivah sanskar, Yagyopabit sanskar, so many sanskars, 16. There are 40, but 16 are followed. In fact, Karchedan sanskar, Annaprashan sanskar, these are sanskars. So when elders are killed, all the men are here, in the battlefield. When all the men will be killed, the ladies will be left. They will be left unprotected, and they might be come in bad association, and the progeny which shall be produced by such a bad association will be called Varna Sankara. And these Varna Sankara will be devoid of any good values or manners or ethics and morals. So the society, entire society will be disturbed. So all the family tradition by this battle shall be destroyed. And because of these 4 reasons, he was very indecisive whether I should fight or not fight. So now he is in a very, you can see the inset at the top left picture, that there is a tear in his eye, a tear for material compassion. It is not because at this moment he has forgotten that he is a Kshatriya and he is a duty to perform in the battlefield. And if a Kshatriya, when he is challenged, he is supposed to fight and kill the enemy and win the war. So he is very indecisive because of compassion for the elders or family members, and then if there shall be no enjoyment, and it will be a sin to kill my own kith and kin people, and there shall be loss of family traditions, and ultimately he is undecided. His hands are trembling, his body is shivering, there is perspiration, the Gandhi is falling down from his hand, and legs are trembling. So at this stage, compassion. So the 5 reasons which Arjuna gives to Lord Krishna that why he can't fight: compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family traditions, and indecision ultimately. So this is the summary of chapter 1. We have touched it very, very superficially, but we know that in the 18th chapter, the last sloka is Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Yatra Tatra Shir Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mata. Wherever there is Lord Krishna, who is the Lord of mystic yoga, wherever an expert archer like Arjuna is there, this is my opinion, that there shall be the opulence, the victory, and there shall be extraordinary power, and of course, morality will be there. So Krishna is there. We know the Duryodhana asked for Chaturseni Sena from Krishna, whereas Arjuna wanted just Lord Krishna with him. He didn't want any armies. So wherever Lord Krishna is there, ultimately, and in the 9th chapter, we'll come to know that Ananyas Chintyantu Mam Yog Jana Paripaste Tesham Satatyuktanam Yog Kshemyam Pahamyaham. Lord has assured, one who surrenders to me, worships me single-pointedly, I preserve what he has and I provide what he lacks, and Yog Kshemyam Pahamyaham. So Arjuna is his devotee, so he is assured that yes, Lord Krishna. So that is why he chose, instead of Chaturseni Sena, the company of Lord Krishna. So this is a summary of chapter 1, Dhritarashtra inquiry, Mamka Pandavasha Kim Akurvat Sanjaya. Then Duryodhana's fear. Duryodhana's fear was that Mahatim Chamu Vidham. So, and the blowing of conch shells, we have heard that it resulted into shattering of the heart of the Pandavas, Kauravas, because Kauravas were on the side of wrongdoing, and ultimately they were bound to lose. So there is 9 signs were there that Kauravas are going to lose this battle ultimately. So this is just in a nutshell summary. Now Krishna in chapter number 2 will, and all throughout chapter number 1, except for 1.25 verse, Krishna has spoken once, and he has said, behold, O Arjuna, look at the, is the screen visible or?
Yes,
Yes,
visible.
Prabhuji.
So he speaks only one time in chapter 1, verse number 25. Behold, O Arjuna, how the Kauravas have placed their army in the battlefield. This is only. Now a teacher, he's a teacher, he's a guru. Now, up till now, Arjuna is using his intellect and giving so many reasons for not fighting. But Krishna will now reply in chapter number 2. As a good teacher, he is listening. Shravanam only. So this is a great. Yeah, please mute yourself, Prabhuji. So Krishna was just listening all what Arjuna was saying. On in chapter 2, point 1, compassion, all 5 pages.
Prabhuji, this disturbance is there. If you can just mute everyone, Prabhuji.
I think it is self-discipline is required. We have to So anyway, so these 5 doubts, the compassion, sin, no enjoyment, and that destruction of the family tradition, and ultimately, of course, that indecision whether to fight or not, these questions are going to be answered by Lord Krishna subsequently in chapter number 2. So what about the attendance? Yes, Mataji will post the link. Attendance, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Link will be posted for attendance in a few minutes. Okay, Mataji, screen is not seen. Same with me. We can't see this. Hare Krishna devotees. So you have got the link now. Please fill the attendance form. Mataji is already posted. Kalpana Mataji has posted the link. So any questions you would like to ask? Quick questions.
Yes, Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, my question is that in this situation at Kurukshetra, who chose whom between Krishna and Arjun? Was it Arjun who chose Krishna as his guru?
Prabhuji, I'm not very clear what the question is. Your audio is not very clear, Prabhuji.
Okay, I'll say again, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, it's better.
That in this situation at Kurukshetra during the battle, start of the battle, who chose whom? Was it the Guru Krishna who chose his disciple as Arjun, or was it the one of the Shishyas that chose the Guru? Was it Arjun who chose Krishna as the Guru? Who chose whom? And why?
Prabhuji, in chapter number 1, the relationship between Arjun and Krishna is that of friendship. Now, so far as before the battle started, what happened? Both Duryodhan and Arjuna, they went to Lord Krishna's place, right? Krishna was sleeping at that time. So Duryodhan reaches first. So Duryodhan is very powerful. You know, he is very proud of himself, his strength, his opulences. So what he does not care to sit at the foot end of the bed where Lord Krishna was sleeping. He goes to the head end and sits behind the head end of the bed of Lord Krishna. Later on, Arjuna arrives. When Arjuna arrives, he sees that Krishna is sleeping. So as a humble servant or friend of Arjuna, of Krishna, he sits round near the foot end of the bed. And when Krishna wakes up, he finds that he first looks at Arjuna, because that is Duryodhan was behind the head end of the bed. So now Duryodhana says that I have come to ask for your blessings, or say I have to ask something from you. So Krishna replies that, look, I saw Arjuna first, so Arjuna has the first right to ask for anything from me rather than you. Then Duryodhana argues, no, I arrived first, so I have the right. But Krishna says, no, I saw Arjuna first, so Arjuna has the first right. So Arjuna knew what Duryodhana is here for. He was there for asking a lot of army from Krishna. So Arjuna says, just, Lord, I do not want anything. I just want you to be on my side or Pandava's side in this battle. But Krishna says that, look, I'm not going to fight. I may be with you, but I will not take up any weapon in this battle. So Duryodhana becomes very happy. Oh, he is such a fool person. He is not asking for the army, because ultimately army is going to fight the army. So I will get Krishna's army. So he asked for Chaturseni Sena. Sena or the army of so many people. There is description how many in one Sena, one unit, how many Sipahi and the soldiers are there. So this is how it happened. Is it okay? Am I able to answer your question, Prabhuji?
Prabhuji, yes, partially. So what actually the semblance I wanted to understand that in real world, in modern world today, is it the guru who chooses his disciple, or is it the disciple who chooses the guru?
Yes, Prabhuji. To this, my answer is that it is for the disciple to choose a guru. Guru from disciplic succession. Now, guru has also got certain qualities. Everybody can't be guru. In these days, we got so many fake gurus also. A guru must be well versed in scriptures. He should not be having any material entanglement. He should have full faith in the supremacy of Lord Krishna. He should be not doing everything for service in the service of Lord Krishna, and all the time involved, devoted to the most confidential devotional service of the Lord. The
But
Guru
Prabhuji, here in the context of Mahabharata, when both of them were there, so Krishna had the option to choose his disciple, I think. I mean, whom to be with. So
I think
Krishna chose his disciple as Arjun rather than Duryodhana. So
they were
is it
friends. They were
that the
friends, Prabhuji. They were friends, and they were. Krishna loved Arjuna. Why? Because he was soft-hearted. He was. We will come to know this in the chapter 10 or 11, 10, that Krishna, Arjuna was a friend of Lord Krishna. And now the relationship is not that of a disciple or guru in chapter number 1. It is friendship now. Gradually, the mellow or the relationship between the two will change. I'll show you when we go to chapter 11. That is the Virat Swarupa, he is scared seeing that Virat Swarupa. Now in chapter number 2, verse number 7, Karpanya dosho mehta svava prashami tvam dharma sammura cheta yakshe shya nishchitam bruhitan me shishyaste aham tvam prapannam. Now in the chapter number 2, verse number 7, Arjuna surrenders. He becomes, from friend, he becomes a disciple now and accept Krishna as guru. That happens in chapter number 7, verse number 2.7. This will come to know later on, Prabhuji. So,
okay. Thank you
chapter
so
number
much.
1, it is a relationship of friendship because they are Bal Sakha. You know, they were bosom friends. They were sleeping on the same cot. They were calling names. They were eating from the same plate and sometimes fighting also. But in chapter 2, he surrenders. I am indecisive. Now, please tell me, what is shrest for me? Yakshe Shya Nishchitam Bru. I am asking you with confidence. Please, for sure, please let me know what is best for me. I surrender unto you. Then he becomes his disciple.
Understood, Prabhuji. Now the second query is that since we see the dhwaja on the chariot, the dhwaja of Hanuman on the chariot of Arjuna, so my query to this is that did the episode of Ramayana happen before Mahabharata, or how was it like?
Oh, Treta Dwapar Prabhuji. Difference is between this. But Lord Rama appeared in Treta Yuga. And Krishna appeared in Dwapar Yuga.
I'm not clear about the sequence of the yugas.
Satyuga, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali Yuga.
Okay, and this Mahabharata happened in which yuga?
Mahabharata happened in Dwapar Yuga, Prabhuji.
Okay. This is a very
Bhagavad
basic
Gita is
question.
part of Mahabharata.
That I'm aware. I'm not aware that Ramayana happened before Mahabharata or not.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, so Ramayana happened in the previous yug of Dwapar Yuga.
Yes, Prabhuji. Treta.
Okay, Treta Yuga. Okay.
Lord Rama appeared in Treta Yuga. Yes,
Understood.
Shubda Dev Prabhuji. Shubda.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I just wanted to ask, you said the verse number 25 in the first chapter, You said that Sri Bhagwan has said, actually, Bhagwan has not said anything in the first chapter, right?
No, he has said in 1.25, Lord says, O Pratha, behold the Kurus assembled in the battlefield. This is the only observation he made. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't interfere
Okay.
what Arjuna is saying. In verse 20, only one
So
sentence.
24, Sanjay, it starts with Sanjay Uvacha. 24 is Sanjay Uvacha.
No, 25.
Mukta Rishikesho. Yeah,
20.
but after that it is, so it is all Sanjay is saying after 24 and
Yeah.
including 24, all the, whatever is said, all the verses are being said by Sanjay
Yeah.
up to, I think, 20.
Yeah. But then
Up to 27, yes, up to
Sanjay,
27.
Sanjay, what he heard Lord Krishna saying, that is he is saying, mentioning to
Okay.
Dhritarashtra, right? But Krishna himself is a quiet listener. He's a guru, he's a teacher. This is a wonderful quality of a good teacher, that first he listens his disciples' issues, analyzes, understands, analyzes, and then he speaks. And this is what
Okay.
he is going to do in chapter number 2.
2, yes. Okay, Dhanyavad.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So, wonderful having your association, Prabhujis and Matajis. The journey will continue. Tomorrow, same time, we'll meet again and continue with Lord Krishna's answers to the dilemma of Arjuna, and we'll continue with it. My request is that please fill in the attendance form, and also the quiz has been posted for chapter number 1 by Mataji already. Please complete that quiz at the most within 1 or 2 days, because now we have heard, and also PDF of certain frequently asked question has also been posted in the group by Mataji. Read it, read the first chapter, and if you don't have this book, Bhagavad Gita as it is, with commentary or purports by Srila Prabhupada, please get it from any ISKCON centers. There are 108 temples all over the world. And also there are centers, ISKCON centers in almost all cities of India and abroad, most of the country of abroad. So you can get this copy. It costs about 250 rupees, perhaps at the most. But please take this book because it is going to be a lifetime companion for you. And also
Prabhuji,
when we are taking Hare Krishna.
I was asking if I may know where the quiz has been posted.
In the group, Prabhuji, in the WhatsApp group, the link on which you have to, step by step, Mataji is mentioned there, how to create your own account, password, how to answer the quiz, and how to upload your answer into that link.
Okay. Seen.